Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordamt and we are back for some more Pillars of Eternity with the Triple Crown difficulty setting. Let me just lower my volume here.
You have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Okay.
Hey.
So, we have made our way into the Dyrford Village, where we're gonna pick up our sixth and final companion, who is right here, Miss Grieving Mother. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. It looks black, but okay. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long, fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small, cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet, you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There is a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack color, in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded, or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arc above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different. Not disembodied, but you feel your body. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And, let's focus on chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain there is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists and your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Berat's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head, turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing, crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. So we're giving birth to someone, or we're helping giving birth to someone. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort, of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft webbed rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul. But it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here. The child is safe. And all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back into the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. I don't remember if she speaks. Who are you?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
She does speak. There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and the left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound, softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm.
She can also sense into our mind.
The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
I encountered a bee a week, yes, and it did something to me. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt. Yet, while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau. Yet the image was so clear, so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
Indeed. I've never been able to do that with a living person, except with you.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There is a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Assemble the thought. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and the calm sky looks down upon you.
I would walk with you, see through your eyes, Watcher, and feel your footfalls echoed in my thoughts. Perhaps together we can make sense of what is broken within and without.
Hey! And here we have it, our final companion for our journey, the Grieving Mother. So the Grieving Mother is a cipher. Let me see where I can see this. Here. Level 1 cipher. She has, let me see, 11,400 experience. It's pretty much, I think it's the beginning of the level, maybe. Although this guy is also level 5. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how how much experience your companions start with when you level them up or when you recruit them. In any case, she's a cipher. She has 11 might, which is a bit not so good for a cipher. Her constitution is okay, her dexterity is okay, perception a bit low, intelligence good, resolve fine. Nothing very fancy here. She has a fine padded armor, and she has fighting spirit because she's a human, second wind for some endurance, and soul whip. This is a passive. When her focus is below maximum, and I believe the focus is her casting resource, all of her damage, melee and ranged, is increased by 20%. Causes the cipher's weapons to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out at the target, increasing damage inflicted and generating focus for the cipher. Because this is the way that ciphers regenerate their resources, is by dealing damage. Okay, so she's level 1. I think I'm gonna leave her level up for the next episode, because I do need to think about it. I don't exactly remember what I want to do with her. Do I have an extra shield? I do. Take this. There you go. And you are using a fine dagger for no reason. Let's give you this. And I think she's fine. This is good. Not a lot of recovery penalty. It's a fine armor. Literally a fine, literally a fine armor. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm gonna give her yet in terms of weaponry. Probably she's gonna stick with the Herbalist for now, but I'll decide later. Okay.
Hey.
So, with her being picked up, let's explore the rest of this place. We have the mill, the inn, the Curriery, the Arms and Armory place, and also the Apothecary. I guess we can start with the Apothecary. I think she has some quests for us.
How do you do?
A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages, with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. She just entered into town. I'm about dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look-see. Why are your stocks limited? It's a damn roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Deercap, river reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there's the really rare ingredients. Things you'll never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. What did you find? Wendigo winces at the rest of the story, as the rest of the story comes tumbling out of her. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town, at Dyrford Crossing. So maybe that explains the burns. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Though I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched. Or that young worms were so territorial. I could get an egg for you. She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope kindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with a whole one. Yeah, do with a whole one.
Good day, stranger.
She adjusts one of her bandages. Anything else I can do for you? I've got some handy ointments if you're braving the roads anytime soon. Well, I'm actually looking for a missing noblewoman. Oh, that lord's daughter. She was a new shade of green when I seen her the other morning. Chatting with Triggle she was, just outside his shop. She points at a crumbling tower. What was wrong with her? She tugs at the bandage. No offense, but I hardly know you. I'm not one for gossip, and I certainly don't want to cause the poor girl any trouble. Lord Herond said she was ill from travel. She laughs. That weren't no road sickness. Trust me, I know it when I see it. Okay, well, thanks for the information.
Well met, friend.
What's wrong with the roads? A noise of disgust rattles from her throat. Brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be hollowing out our babies, but it's grown folk that's rubbing out the rest of us. People are scrambling to Defiance Bay because they hear there's healthy births there. And all those refugees in abandoned homes attract desperate sorts like flies on dog shit. Okay, show me your wares. Sure thing. Okay, so she sells some potions. Some jewels, which are also important. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Nest egg. We have gotten a new quest. Let's check out her house. See if there's something we can steal. And by the way, when I finished the last episode, I did mention to you guys that I didn't want to recruit the Grieving Mother right there, because there was going to be a lot of dialogue. And you just saw there was a lot of dialogue. A ledger lies open on the desk. It lists purchase and sell amounts for various alchemical ingredients and concoctions.
What is
Now,
it?
can I reach this place without this guy spotting me?
There's something ahead.
I think I can. I can! Nice! Okay, you're gonna get this potion and the gold. And I wanna try to loot that thing as well if possible. Okay, let's go. Go, 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 go. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, let's head out. I think it's time for us to check out the armory. I think there are some really nice items here that I want to pick up. But there's also stuff I want from Defiance Bay.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna be like spending all of my gold
out.
at once. Okay, let's steal.
Hey,
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Mm-hmm. Some fruits. Some herbs. Winfried's Arms and Armory. We have some stuff to steal, which is always good. Oh, come on. Hurry up. Okay. There we go. Okay, senor.
Hey.
What do you have for me?
Greetings.
A portly, smiling man stands behind a warped wooden counter, polishing a buckler. He looks up. Haven't seen you before. Always glad to see a new face in town. Company's good for business and chatter's good for the soul. That's what I always says. Anyhow, what can I do for you? I'm looking for a young woman named Elise. That lord's got you asking around too, eh? He grunts. At least you ask politely enough. Bad enough having a small army move into town, but then they start throwing their weight around and telling you your business. He shakes his head and clucks. That's the problem with these lords. They think their money and their family name entitle them to some kind of special treatment. They expect everyone to fawn over them the way their servants do. No, sir, that's not the kind of people we are, not in the Deerwood. We broke away from a deer to get away from that kind of nonsense. If they think... Winfried, focus, I'm looking for the girl. Of course. I was just getting to her. He clears his throat. I haven't seen her, not since you went missing anyway. She mostly kept to herself. He shrugs and wipes at the buckler again. But you know how women are. Always carrying on, full of palaver once you get any two of them together. Perfectly harmless, mind you, I'm not criticizing. Just feels like they never run out of things to say. That girl seemed rather quiet, downright shy if I do say so. But even Indina got her talking. Just goes to show you. Indina? An alchemist. Runs a small stand near the center of town. Talented lady, but she had a run-in with some worms not long ago. She's lucky it wasn't that ogre that's been roaming about. It took all of Rumbald's pigs the other day, did you hear? But don't get him started. He's still sore about the subject, and once you get him wound up about that ogre and his pigs, he just won't stop talking. Okay, what's been going on here? Oh, we're a quiet little town, not much happens here. Especially not since the legacy hit. People realized they couldn't have babies and just stopped trying altogether. And that takes a lot of the excitement out of the day-to-day, if you can believe it. I guess. Well, show me what you have for sale. Now, we have some cool items here. I think this spear is something I used in my previous playthrough. Yeah, I did. This is a really cool pike, not spear. You put this on a barbarian from the backline with a lot of intellect, and you're gonna be knocking a lot of people down and dealing a lot of damage. This is a very good weapon. The Hours of Saint Rubald. A unique greatsword, two-handed, not really what I'm in for. Crits can inflict prone, and it's accurate. Okay. Grudge Keeper, plus 20% damage against prone, stunned, or flanked enemies. This is not bad, but it is very expensive. Ritesi's Thorn. This is a spear. Oh, one-handed, sure. 5 accuracy, plus 10% accuracy when below 50% endurance. Plus, okay, this has the same effect as the human racial. And plus 25% crush damage. That's cool, actually. This is a cool weapon. Not very expensive either. The Mosquito. Plus 5 accuracy, 20% of damage restored as endurance, minus 5 concentration. Nothing special. A fine small shield. This is the item I think I really want. Angios Gambison. So it has a decent damage reduction. It has 6. Crush 8, Pierce 8, Burn 5, Corrode 5. Recovery speed, you get a little penalty but not that much. Plus 2 athletics, who cares? but it grants deleterious alacrity of motion. And this is what's gonna give you plus 50% attack speed for 30 seconds, and you lose 11 endurance over 30 seconds. Whatever. This, on my rogue, is gonna be very, very good. So I think I will pick this up. What else do we have? We have the Boots of Zealous Command. Ah, this is Paladin only. Voice of the Mountaintop. Ooh. Plus 20% chant area of effect. I want that. And I want these useful things as well. And I think that's about it. 5,000 gold, not too bad. Yeah, I do want these things. Okay, so take them. And what can we sell to try and make up for it a little bit? Can sell all this crap. Ooh, these are worth 100 gold pieces each. I won't sell Eloths. I can sell this one. I have everything from it. The Fine Great Sword, sure, I won't be using it. The Fine Quarterstaff, same thing. Spellwright's Tome can go. I can sell a Fine Robe. I have 3 of them already. Just selling some random stuff that I don't care about. Okay. And let's sell a book. Okay, we're gonna get 1700 gold, not bad. And we got some new pieces of equipment for our people here. So, Mr. Cordam's gonna be happy. We were using this, we're gonna start using that, which is a big improvement. You are using a fine padded armor, DR6, DR5. I think I wanted to have this, yeah. Okay, so store that. And I want you to use this for the bonus chant area of effect. Do I have the ring that gives me defenses? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Still, I like this effect, so let's keep it on him. And you can take this. You have one of these, put it there. I guess you can get a major thing. I'm just kind of, you know, figuring out my inventory since we've started this. Potion of power. No. I had some potions of endurance, right? This is also kind of good. Okay, this is not bad. Potion of Spirit Shield, pretty cool. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay.
Hey.
Let us move out. I'm looking very fancy right now, as you can see. Also a reason to pick up that piece of gear. And I think we are going to check out... there was some loot in this region here. Yeah. We just need to be sneaky. Some food. Not much else. I think this is Rumbald, yeah. Oh, piggy. You good piggies. Damn Galloway for monsters like that. And damn the rest of the gods too. A man paces angrily in front of a wrecked animal pen, his sun-weathered face twisted with ire. He's so wrapped up in his fury that he doesn't seem to notice you. Galloway's slobbering beasts, blazing bloody effigy, thrice damned salty wengener soggy... What's wrong? That monster stole my pigs, traipsed into the village, tore down my pen and made off with the whole damned herd. Just left a few little runs, and what am I supposed to do with them? Calm down and tell me what happened. He bites his lip and closes his eyes. His nostrils flare with each quick, angry breath. Wife's always telling me to mind my temper. Just breathe deep and count to 10. He sighs. An ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folk have been seeing glimpses and tracks out in the woods, but it seemed to be staying away from town. Or so we all thought, until it made off with my pigs. Now everyone's afraid it's going to develop a taste for kith, if it hasn't already. What do you mean to do now? I know it's too late to get my pigs back, but it set my mind at ease to see that thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring its ugly pate to me, and I'll trade you for something that's of less use to a farmer like me than to a rowdy-looking sort like yourself. Okay, what do you know about the ogre? It's the same as any other, I'm sure. A big, ugly son of a bitch with a nasty temper and an appetite to match. Triggle could tell you more. Okay, this guy has a lot of information. He claims to have seen it in the wood. You can find him in his shop right by the broken tower. He waves a hand. But it's gotta be tiny compared to the sorts of beasts you see up in the living lands. Need something else? Seen any sign of Elise Herond? His hands curl into knobby fists. How many times do I have to repeat myself? I already told those snooping guards I haven't seen her, but that hasn't kept them from nosing around my property. Okay. So we're gonna leave. We have a new quest, a farmer's plight. You're so good, Piglet man. You're so good. Look at him. Just look at him. Okay. I'm gonna go to the inn. See if there's anything for us to steal. Because we did not do that last episode. Do you think I would forget stealing stuff?
What is
Never.
it?
Oh, this guy is named. Oh, come on, I can't steal. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there's always somebody spotting me. Okay, whatever. Heavy, sweet perfumes emanate from the barrels. The stave joints are stained dark brown and dull purple. What are you doing in the kitchen? Daniel have you sorted out with food and drink. Okay, so she doesn't actually have any kind of special dialogue.
Hey.
I have to talk to Sid. This scalded head looks as old as the inn. Its leathery skin is cracked and bleached from years of exposure. Yep, indeed, it is. A sculder. Maybe we can steal some stuff from the upper rooms. Oh, no, 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 no. This is for later. This is for later. That's a quest. It's not him, don't worry. This painting portrays the expansive foothills below the mountains of White March. Yeah, so this area holds a quest that I want to do later, not just yet. I want to speak to somebody on the outside. So we're gonna take my rogue, and
Your
we shall
thoughts must
explore
flow deep.
these two
Of
rooms.
course.
Can I pick this up? Oh,
There's something ahead.
secret stuff. Oh damn, a unique quarterstaff. That's nice. Okay, wait, pick it up. And that's about it. The glass of this window is broken. Warped, knotted planks have been nailed over it. I did not expect to find a unique quarterstaff there. Okay, nothing trapped.
It's finished.
Nothing
See
special.
it done. It's finished.
Hunting bow. Yeah, okay, whatever. So, let's get out of here. Let's check out our newly found stuff. I'm not sure if it's going to be better than the stuff that Durance currently holds, but why not just check it, right? Here. Guildmaster's Staff. Slow, crush damage. Wow, really? Grants restore minor endurance. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's 10 endurance, 3 times per rest. That is not good, my friend. That is not good. Compare it to yours. Burn damage. Yeah, keep that one. Okay.
All right.
We're gonna talk to Sid.
Gods keep you.
A redhead stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of melody as she goes. First time in the Dracogen. Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite figured out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. The founding. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could really tell you about it all the same. Let's see how long this is. Oh, excellent. These rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. It was built in the time of Hadret's rebellion. An Adiran lady, Tainu, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadret's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin. Built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thainu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction. Mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Indeed, it did. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and meeting place while the locals built their new town. I take something went wrong. Dyrwoodens are an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadret's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon, the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Adirans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance. And others, I've heard, found their way into the Guided Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathan tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Yeah, okay, farewell. This is gonna be too long. Let's look at the picture, though. The portrait depicts a man and a woman dressed in a deer garb that would have been in style a century ago. The heavy frame has been battered and the plate that once bore the patron's name has been scratched out. They share a passionate embrace, which seems at odds with the disgust on their faces. Alright. So yeah, there is a lot of dialogue in this game. You're not forced to, if you play the game, you're not forced to hear all of it.
An odor that could sear the memories from your
But
skull.
I do think it's kind of worth it.
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
Wow.
My own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves, back in Takoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
Okay, so this was a lot of dialogue in the episode, but we did pick up Miss Grieving Mother here. We have our party completely filled out. We picked up some gear, which is kind of cool. And all we need to do now, I believe, is talk to Triggle, then check out the Dyrford Mill. There's also somebody around here that's gonna give me a quest. And finally, the Temple of Barath. And then we're gonna start going out into the wilds once again to quest, or even go to Defiance Bay and also pick up some cool stuff. So, for now that's it, my friends. I hope you guys are enjoying the lore, the story, and the characters of this game. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you want to get notified about videos coming to the channel, feel free to subscribe. They are coming out every single day. And I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.